Kent's Firestone in Batesville with the good doctor, Dr. Johnny Kent. Good to see you, my friend.
Good morning.
What is going on in Batesville, Arkansas?
Well, let me
Tell us
say,
about it.
it's a beautiful fall day.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
The trees are turning.
Yes.
The maples are getting red and yellow, and the oaks are turning rusty brown among the green conifers.
What?
You know what a conifer is?
What?
He's a politician running for something.
I thought we were talking about trees here.
Oh, no.
Conifers. Conifers. I like that, Mr. Kent.
I've seen politicians that are tree huggers.
That's right. They are that, aren't they? They are.
But remember, Loyal Gibbons died eating pine bark, so be careful. Be careful.
It is the political season,
Yeah.
and at least it has been.
Yeah.
You know, it's our November show.
But you know, the thing about that is, it's a beautiful time of the year to get out, go drive,
Yeah.
take the wife and the family out on a little fall picnic and enjoy the beautiful weather, because it's beautiful right now. Before the snow starts, because on the national news this morning, there's a big front coming across the northwest.
Already.
And all it says is snow. It hasn't gotten to us yet.
I'm excited, though.
He'll be here.
Aren't you?
He'll be here, because we got 300 winter tires in week before last, so the warehouse is ready for the snow to come.
You always get ready this time of year, and you always stock up enough that can go around to make sure that everybody gets their chance to get a new set of tires when it comes to the winter time, because it's coming.
You can't find a chain in the world anymore.
Right.
So, used to be they'd line up out there. We got a chain.
Get the chains on, put them.
Chains are a thing of the past.
Right.
It's winter tires, studded or unstudded, whichever way you want them.
Right.
They work really good in ice, mud, or snow, and you can go. But if you don't, you can spin. And you might spin into somebody, and that would be bad,
Even and we talk about this in defense of tires and automobiles and so on and so forth. When it snows, you can get around if you've got the proper equipment. When there's ice out there and it's a solid sheet of ice, they tell you on the Weather Channel, they say, don't get out.
Right.
There is a difference.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of hard to go on ice. I don't care what kind of tire you got or what kind of car you got. But when you talk about snow tires, and then you guys do, y'all order some in and you order tons of tires. And it's that time, folks, if it's going to start. It's already started this morning, was 40-something degrees. But it's fall time, winter time, and it's coming.
Right. It's
bad
coming.
weather.
That's right. And the moisture's going to be in the air. The woolly worms are crawling.
Right.
All the persimmons are full of spoons. And they say, the old timers say that's the first sign. But then the fogs were heavy in August. So isn't any doubt we're going to have some winter this year.
The doctor of meteorology here. I thought it was tire business, but no, you're very knowledgeable about what's going on in the World Almanac. You look at that every year and say,
I don't have to.
You know, don't you? What, you write that thing, don't you?
Well, no, I don't need to write it. I just advise my customers.
Is that right? That's all you talk about. Tires. Let's talk about service on your automobile. When it gets into winter time, you got to check some things out just to make sure you're ready to go.
Number one thing is antifreeze.
Absolutely.
And right now it's on every ticket for oil change. Check the antifreeze. We're telling you how low it is, and you'll be amazed, you really are, with the little cap that says add only coolant, how many we are finding that are only water.
Only water.
And they don't float any bubbles in the tester, and they'll say, I can't believe that. What do we need to do? Well, we need to get that out of there and put you some in so that when it's down around zero, you can still start your car and go, and it's not frozen.
It's a very easy concept. By putting the antifreeze in there. It allows the water. It doesn't allow the water to freeze.
That's right.
It's chemical in there, and when you put water in there and you use water only, the water is going to freeze.
That's right.
And what happens when water freezes in there?
It can bust the block, blow up the radiator, ruin your car.
Yeah, it can do that.
So you won't go if you're frozen.
So what do you guys charge to check the guy just wants his antifreeze? Guy pulls in, says...
do you understand the concept of zero?
Zero.
Nothing.
You don't charge anything?
We'll go out there on the driveway, we'll pull you into the bay, and we'll check it for you.
And when you do that, you check it for zero, then you give them the opportunity if they want to get something done right here or go to their own place if they want. You don't like us for some reason, go on down the road. But I can't imagine anybody not liking us.
You're under no obligation.
No obligation. That is pretty good. And every automobile that is on the road, I don't care if you had it checked last year or 6 months ago, you need to get it checked going into the winter.
That's right.
Come here.
Come here. Now, let's talk about money.
I don't have
You like
any.
money?
I do.
You like to get money back if you bought something?
I love get back.
Get back. You like
you
like a Visa card you can go spend on anything that Mama doesn't know you have?
That's right. How do you know me?
Look here. Pan in on this.
Pan
here,
in,
cameraman.
Ben.
We have our Drive Guard, which is our new run flat technology built for all types of vehicles that have TPMS systems on it, tire monitoring pressure systems. First line of run flats it's ever been that gives you the opportunity, if you have a tire light come on, to go at least 50 miles at 50 miles an hour until you can get something done. Get it repaired, get it replaced, whatever you need to do, put your spare on, what have you. And guess what? It rides just like the good touring tire that you have on your car right now. Really a concern for men who want their wives and children to be safe, because you don't need mothers stopping on the highway at night to change a flat
tire.
That's right, because it used to be there'd be a nice person stop and help, but anymore you don't know who's going to stop.
Might not be that nice person. You're right.
And right now you can get a $70 rebate. And the nice thing about our rebates, they always come to you. It's not one of these things that you fill out all the paperwork and then they say, well, you didn't dot this I. You'll get that $70 back on a rebate card.
So you buy a set of tires and you're going to get $70 back.
That's correct.
That's pretty neat.
Set of Drive Guards.
That is pretty neat.
This is good for all the way through the end of November.
Okay.
And so right now is the time to take care of that. Now, you may not want this tire, so we'll have other tires on sale as well, but this is a really fantastic opportunity to get what you need to keep your family safe and get some money back as well.
Well, and you talk, it's so important when people are out there on the road, and whether it's my wife or my kids or whomever or me, I mean, you don't want to have problems, but if the concept in the tire industry of this tire will go for up to 50 miles is incredible technology, because people don't want to stop on the side of the road, and people don't want to have to get out and change that tire. You want to try to get to some place that can fix that.
Now, the next thing Dad will say is, yeah, but that thing will cost me so much I can't afford it. The tire right next to it, the best touring tire we have, it's only about 10% more than the touring tire.
Right, absolutely.
And,
not much.
But always before run flats, you'd say, "Ooh, wow," and that was right.
Yeah.
And then when you put them on your car, they you remember the old bumpy road.
That's right.
Well, that's
right.
If there was a pebble laying out there, it felt like it was a boulder that you just ran over.
You're absolutely right.
So, but we have this available.
If I don't have money to pay for tires and service or whatever, what options do we have? We talk all the time about options. I like options.
It's called the Kent Firestone motto. You can drive away with time to pay.
I love that.
I
love that.
And hey, listen, Christmas is coming on.
Save your money.
And you need to make sure that we can spread this out over some time. And with our Bridgestone Firestone program, you have 6 months no interest, or you can take up to 22 months to pay. If that one doesn't work, we have the no credit check, where we can spread it out over some time. There's a little down payment, there's a little fees involved, but still, that's what most people need, just a little extra help.
Absolutely.
They don't have $400 or $500 to spend on a set of tires today, but they have enough to pay a down payment, and then
a little extra per month.
And then 3
3
months, work it out, and it comes right out of your checking account automatic for you. And so there's no hassle involved. You don't have to worry about running back and paying John on time, because the company that handles this is just going to take it right out of your checking account for you. So it works really, really well.
It does.
It works really, really well.
Drive away with
time to pay. That's
right. What a motto.
Isn't that something?
A motto. And it's true. I mean, you get it all right here at Kent's Firestone.
Right.
What else, my friend?
I think that's it for this month.
Good to see you, Mr. Kent.
Good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. We'll see you again
see
next
you again.
month.
Thank you, my friend. Kent's Firestone, come do a little business with us. White River Area Agency on Aging, Batesville, Newport, and lots of locations throughout northeast and north central Arkansas. A new face, Judd Eccles, my friend. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you guys.
Tell us a little bit about Judd Eccles.
Well, I'm originally from Monticello, Arkansas,
Okay.
down south Arkansas. So I graduated from Monticello High School in 2000.
Okay.
I started to get interested in health and wellness a few years back. I lost a ton of weight and really became my passion. So I went back to college and got my degree in health science, and then landed this job here. So really, really happy with how everything turned out. So.
Tell us about what's your title here, and then tell us about some of the things that you do, some of the programs that you're involved in, and we'll talk about how important that is to White River.
Well, my title is Health and Wellness Coordinator.
Okay.
Some of the things that we've been starting in our region are classes to teach senior citizens on how to manage the symptoms of chronic disease. We run fitness programs for seniors in the senior centers. We also implement programs that help with fall prevention. Fall prevention is a big issue in the senior community.
Sure.
It's the #1 injury-related part of being older, is you're going to experience those falls. So we are helping to try to reduce that. And so just education, fitness, and really just trying to help seniors live a better life, as they get older. So.
Judd, there's no doubt in when we talk about health and nutrition and how you eat, and I think we all, whether it's senior citizens or young adults or children or whatever, I think we all miss the boat a lot on how important it is to eat healthy and to exercise. And no doubt you talked about lost a bunch of weight. Tell us about your general experience and how you did that, and what you did, and what made you want to do that.
Well, when I was in my mid-20s, I really became just living in a really unhealthy life. I got stuck in one of those ruts where I was eating out a lot, and just I was living a sedentary life. I wasn't very active, gained a ton of weight. So I realized that it was really starting to affect my health. It could become detrimental as I got older. So I just started dieting. I started eating less. The more I read about health and nutrition, the more I learned. And the weight started coming off. I started exercising. Started out on a bike and that I bought from Walmart, and then eventually moved on to other things like running and
Sure.
competing in different things. So. I ended up losing 110 pounds.
Wow.
And maintained that now for 5 or 6 years. So.
Wow, fantastic.
So, yeah.
You take that knowledge, not only can you talk the talk, you can walk the walk,
Yeah,
obviously.
well, I think I have a good story, I guess.
I assure you do.
Yeah, so.
And transferring that information and over to the elderly, to the young, to everybody, and especially at White River right here. Let's talk a little bit about, you have a territory? You do in Batesville, or talk about district wise?
Yeah, so I work in all of the counties that we serve in our 10-county area. I'll be in all parts of it. And a lot of it is in the senior centers. And then we'll also do programs outside of the senior centers, just in a general community. Education, health and fitness and things of that sort. So.
Well, there's no doubt when 100 and something pounds, that is amazing. I can't imagine you being 100 and something pounds bigger than what you are.
I've got the pictures to prove it.
Is that right? Well, tell us about your experience of working here at White River.
I love it. Everybody's been so great and supportive. The people here are just so nice. It's by far the best experience I've had with a new organization, working. So yeah, it's just been great. Everybody's been real supportive and helpful. So it's been great so far.
Good to see you, my friend. It's always a pleasure to come
guys.
to White River Area Agency on Aging and talk to the folks that make this whole organization work. And it's guys like this one that certainly makes our health and our nutrition the way to go, a way of life. And he's a living experience, and he can tell you all about it. We are at Lindley Healthcare in Newport, Arkansas, and it is always a blast to be here having fun with our residents. Tell us all about it, young lady.
Hi, we're at Lindley Health and Rehab Center today. We are having our first annual hoedown. The weather was kind of a little bit bad, so we had to move it inside. As you can see, we've got it fixed up as a barn scenery. for an old-fashioned hoedown. We have lots of friends and family and guests here, so everybody get ready.
Now here's what I gotta ask. Anytime I've ever put a number on me, I always wanted to be number one. Why are you not number one and you're number 4?
Because I'm following everybody.
We are having a blast at Lindley, and it's just another great deal that you guys put on, and the residents love it.
The residents have been so excited. We've been planning this for several weeks. They've been counting the days down. They've been counting the hours down today, so they are excited.
Let the fun continue at Lindley.
And join your hands in circle of 8, serve it to the left and you don't be late. Swing your partner high and low. Now promenade with a heel and toe. All 4 ladies go into the middle and back to the bar, and the gents go in with their right hand star. Now left hand back. Pass your partner, take the next right by your side. Gents swing out and the ladies in. It's 1 1/2 when you're gone again. Break that star and swing. Go promenade around the ring. Join hands and circle to the left, 8 hands you go. Other way back and you don't be slow. Now first check with your new partner. Go down the center, rip and snort. Couple number 2, go down the center. Couple 3, go right on through. And couple 4, you know what to do. All 4 ladies into the middle and back to the bar, and the gents go in with the right hand star. Left hand back. Pass that one and take the next. Now inside out and outside in. Turn that Texas star again. Break it apart and swing. Now promenade. Join hands and circle to the left. 8 hands around. Other way back, you're going wrong. Couple number 1, go rip and snort. Couple number 2, you cut off short. Now couple 3. Last one's couple 4, go through that door. Hurry up now. And all 4 ladies, it's into the middle and the back to the bar, and the gents go in with the right hand star. Here we go. Let's have the boys start around in the middle, like a right hand start. Right hand start. Look for the corner, girl. Have another look for the corner on the left. And around and red, back to your partner, then right. And left, and right, and left, and there, swing your partner, then round and round you go. Promenade and around you go, back home and a home and back.
Sharon Strecker is this young lady. I'm David Black, and we're here to talk about Dairy Queen and the grill and chill and what's going on in a grill and chill. Very cool fall morning when we filmed. When early this morning, Miss Sharon, it was kind of cool outside.
It was. I love this weather.
It is
good football
gorgeous
weather.
We have lots of specials to talk about. We get on here each and every month and we talk about what's going on, what's special at Dairy Queen in Batesville. But Ben Black, if you could zoom in on this little chart right here, this is what we want to talk about because this is the staple. This is the one thing that Dairy Queen has lent its great knowledge to all of us to say, talk about something that's good, something that's healthy, come get some chicken strips. Tell us about the chicken strip dinner.
Oh, the chicken strip dinner is wonderful. You get 4 chicken strips, white country gravy, French fries, Texas toast, you know, and most people will dip their chicken in their gravy. I like to dip my fries in my gravy.
I see a lot of people doing the French fry in the gravy, including myself. I like to do that.
But gravy's good stuff.
It is good stuff, especially when you get into Dairy Queen.
That's right. We've got the best in town.
Of course, big special, $4.99, and limited time special. And you sell tons of the chicken strip dinners and the baskets anyway. But just another way of saying thank you to all of our customers for coming in and doing business with us.
That's right. And you know, we still have our $5 lunch going, and the blizzard of the month this month is going to be the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Oh no!
Oh
Really?
yes.
Oh
really.
yes! Oh yes! Tell us about when we talk about the one of the month. We have one of the month, and it's special price, so on and so forth. But tell us about some of those blizzards that you guys do, because it's incredible what you do.
Oh, we have so many blizzards. It would probably take me all day to tell you about it, and probably some of them I don't even remember. But you know, we also right now are doing the pumpkin pie.
Right.
You know, that's a favorite this time of year. We have Oreo, M&M, Butterfinger, Heath Bar, Chocolate Extreme, on and on and on. Turtle Pecan Cluster.
That's a good one too. Yeah, that's a good one, isn't it?
That's my, one of my favorites. But yeah, and you know, Dairy Queen has had the blizzard since I think 1985.
Is that right?
I think it's when they started. So you know, we've had a lot of different flavors come and go, and that's what they're going to do. They're next year I know they're going to have a lot of in and out blizzards.
Right.
And I'm excited because we've got some I just can't wait to try.
Sharon, when I was a kid growing up in Newport, we had a Dairy Queen there at the time. Of course, there's not one there now, and that's why everybody from Newport drives to Batesville to eat at the Dairy Queen. And but I remember as a kid walking down to the Dairy Queen to get a dilly bar.
Right.
Still have dilly bars.
We still have dilly bars. We still have DQ sandwiches. We have Buster bars. And you know, you're talking about the Dairy Queen in Newport. When I was a little girl, I would go there every Saturday and eat.
Is that right?
Yes.
Is that right?
And I always had a foot-long chili dog.
Oh, they were good, weren't they? Yes.
And topped it off with a banana split.
That's a pretty good combination,
There's
no doubt.
So, you know, we still have foot-long chili cheese dogs, and we still have banana splits. We have a lot, you know, the signature items that Dairy Queen's always had, we still have them.
Now, I do remember as a kid, instead of calling it a dip cone, we called it a brown derby.
Brown derby. I guess because...
I don't know why.
Well, you know, the guys wore these little derby hats, and they were always brown. And I guess when you take that white cone and you stick it down in that chocolate and pull it up, it's got the little brown hat on it. So people call it brown derby. We still have people come through and ask for a brown derby, and some of my employees say,
"What's a brown derby?
What's that?"
And I also remember getting one of those in a cup. And here's what I'd say: I'd like to have one of those 15-cent brown derbies in a cup.
Now you're telling your age.
15-cent brown derby in a cup is what you give me a brown derby in a cup. That 15-cent one.
Yeah.
That gave me the large one. I got the large one was the 15-cent. We got 10-cent one, which was just as a small one. But I don't work in small areas. I like large.
You like large?
I like large.
Well, we have large blizzards now.
Yes.
We have large cones, large dip cones.
Well, when I order one, I always order the largest one that you've ever made in the history of the Dairy Queen. That's how I order. They go, what?
You want the giant one?
Yes, I want a double giant. And I've had them recommend, well, we only have one size, but if you want two, that'd be okay too.
Yeah, that's right.
Tell us a little bit again about the lunch boxes. What's going on in the lunch box? $5, including a dessert.
$5 that you get your dessert. It comes with fries and a drink. We have the 3-piece chicken strip on there. We have the bacon cheeseburger on there. And now, in the last month or so, we've added 2 crispy chicken wraps
Okay.
on
Yeah,
there.
good. Yeah.
And that's from 11 to 4 every day, Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week.
All right, and in the afternoon, still special on the drinks?
Half price, 2 to 4 every day. The shakes, the drinks, the malts, the new lattes, slushes, anything you can sip through a straw.
You get it at half price. And
Yep.
when again are the hours for that?
2 to 4, Monday through Friday.
Wow, that's a great deal, isn't it?
It is. Bring those kids after school and get them a snack,
Yes.
get them
Yeah.
a drink. We love to have them.
It's a little bit before 11 when we got here today, and it's amazing. People are already coming in and getting their lunch and getting early lunch, and it's a busy time from about 10:30 till closing time tonight. It's busy around here, isn't it?
It is, but especially between 10:30 and 2 every day, we're pretty busy. We appreciate it.
Sharon Strecker, Dairy Queen, Batesville. It's a great place to come eat lunch, a great place to come eat a snack, come get a treat. You name it, we're grilling and chilling at the Dairy Queen in Batesville. I don't know how it can get any better than the pregame show, but ladies and gentlemen, let me assure you have missed it again. Dr. Gavin McDowell at Custom Eye Care. And man, the pregame before we get on the air is always fantastic. You make an old man feel better when he comes in here. 'Cause I'm going to laugh and I'm going to joke, and I go home and visit with my wife, and I said, guess what the doc didn't say on TV today? Didn't say on TV. What's happening, Doc?
Not much, not much.
Dr. Gavin McDowell.
Yes, sir.
Expert.
In the flesh.
Yes, one and only.
Yeah, it's amazing how often I'm just totally not recognized on the street.
Well, we're saying a little bit more family time here is what you need.
Yes.
A little bit more TV time, but a man of expertise when it comes to eye care.
Yes, sir.
Vision care. You're the man. You're the man.
I like to think that I am.
Hey,
Hey!
this time
That's called
in
that's
the
called
year.
a callback.
That is correct. This time in the year when it's November, we're coming up to December. This show will be showing all through the month of November. We talk often seriously
Yes.
from time to time. Often seriously.
We
from
touch
time.
on serious
Yes, we do.
topics.
But it is a very important time for those of us at the end of the year who talk about insurance and having met their deductibles. And if you've met your deductible, it's going to start again January 1st. So
yeah,
talk a little bit about that.
honestly, if you've met your deductible for the year and you have not gotten your eye exam, and that's Medicare, that's Aetna, that's any major healthcare provider. If you've met your deductible, get your eyes checked. I mean, you're doing yourself a disservice by not taking care of that small part of the body.
Absolutely.
I get people come in all the time. Well, my vision kind of got blurry, but I didn't worry much about it. But I had this small little tickle, I went and got that checked out. We had like $8 million worth of tests run on that one.
And it was a hair.
It's a hair.
It's a hair.
Nothing.
You're
But
right.
but people take their vision for granted.
I think we all do. Really, you don't think. You want to be able to see as long as you're seeing halfway decent.
Yeah.
Most of us go, I'm okay with that. I've got a little blur. I'm guilty. We've talked about it.
Yeah.
I had a little blur there that and you check and you say, golly gee, David, how long I had glasses a year or so ago? And no, David, it's been 4 years ago since you got glasses. You need to upgrade.
Yeah.
And you do the test and you go, boy, son.
And I just don't understand how instantly improved vision can't be at the top of your to-do list.
It ought to be.
How can it not be a priority?
I just think you're so busy in life, and it's when your eyes don't hurt. When they don't hurt, you don't think you need any help.
That's because pain's a big motivating
Oh,
factor.
pain! If you got a pain in your foot, you got to go see the foot doctor.
I'll tell you what. Next time your vision's a little blurred, just poke yourself in the eye.
Yeah, then you got a little pain.
That'll give you some motivation. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't do it.
Don't do that.
Kidding. Good
Please
night.
don't do that. But meeting a deductible that you've already done, it just makes it a whole bunch easier on your pocketbook.
Absolutely.
Now's the time to get in here and get
Absolutely.
those things done.
And think of it this way: if you come in with the deductible met and we get your exam done, you're realistically, if nothing's wrong with you, you're out the door, and with peace of mind knowing that everything's working right. Now,
we talk often on this show, Doc. Everybody, whether you have glasses or not, whether you have good vision or not, we're talking about checking your eyes. We're talking about the eye health examination also. Not vision, but health.
And that's what, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's a very important part. Because I get people all the time who have Blue Cross Blue Shield or who have Medicare and all this, and they don't have vision coverage.
Right.
Your eyes are part of your body. If you have health insurance, you can have your eyes examined for a health exam under your insurance.
Right, absolutely.
A lot of people think, oh, I don't have vision insurance.
And there's a difference between vision and health.
There's
a big difference.
Total difference.
Big difference.
And just so happens, I do both.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Well, it's one-stop shop here. Hey, you can get
I'm surprised I don't have
there.
gas outside. I'm just pumping up.
Listen, you get glasses, you get sunglasses, you get contacts, you get a comedy routine every time you're in here.
Close to it.
I mean,
close to it.
You're a special guy, you know.
I am.
Special. And we often talk about when's a good time for sunglasses. And now is always a good time.
3 months ago, 2 months from now, 6 months from now, pretty much as long as the sun's rotating the earth, that's a good time to have sunglasses handy.
That's probably going to continue on, I think.
I would hope so.
Near, yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because I've got a lot of shows on my DVR that I got to get caught up on.
Yes, sir. You do. We handle just name brand sunglasses. We don't handle anything that's cheap.
No,
we just don't handle cheap stuff.
No, and
we handle good stuff.
I'm going to throw this out at you right now. I have had patients talk to me before about the cost of the frames that we have and the cost of the lenses that we put in our stuff. And I've got two responses to that. For one, I don't sell junk.
Right.
I'm not trying to compete with the bargain basement guys. Sure. If you want that, that's your bag. Take off with it and go get that there. You're not going to get that from us. You're going to get quality stuff from us that we stand behind and the manufacturers stand behind. Because I don't want you walking out of here with a bad taste in your mouth about what you got. And when it comes to lenses being cut and made for your glasses, there's a lot of places you can go get your glasses made in an hour. Right. People ask me,
that's what you get.
Why don't I try to do my glasses in an hour? Well, here's one way to look at it. It takes 6 months to build a Rolls Royce. Right. It takes 13 hours to build a Toyota.
Right.
I'm in the Rolls Royce business.
Right, absolutely.
So I promise you I will take longer than an hour on your glasses, because if I don't, then you're not getting a quality set of lenses.
Well, not only a quality set of lenses, but quality service. I mean, while you're doing the examinations and then after you finalize on what you need, and then when they come, aftercare is always sensational. And I mean, it really is. And you need professional, and as Doc started the program with, besides the jokes and whatever, you talk about why not your eyes. I mean, honestly, if you stub your toe, you go to the doctor because you stub your toe. And
exactly. Unless you're a guy. We always think it's always going to get better.
Well, no, I stub my toe, I'm going. I love medical doctors. The 1 to 10, I might have talked about this on the program before, but I've never had a 6 pain. From 1 to 10, what is your pain? And you're sitting in a doctor's office. Obviously, it's a 10, or I wouldn't be. If I had a 3, if my pain level was a 3, I wouldn't be in there. I stand a 3. I can't stand a 10. That's why I'm there.
I've had a 9 or a 10 before.
Oh, I'm a 10. Good. Oh, I like 9 and 10. That's why I'm going. And if you get that, you're certainly going, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. You will find somebody. You will pay a guy in a back alley with a rusty spoon to take care of your eye if you got that much pain. You bet.
Listen, we're in the Village Mall in Newport. You folks up Batesville, if you're looking for an optometrist that will take care of you, that will quality, and more quality. Customized vision care in the Newport Village Mall with Dr. Gavin McDowell. And your staff is second to none, not in just this field, but in any field. I like coming in here.
It's fun.
It is fun.
And I make a point to have people around me that way. Because I don't want anybody coming in here thinking, oh, gosh, I got to go to the doctor again. That's not us.
Doesn't happen here.
It ain't us.
Dr. Gavin McDowell, as always, a pleasure to get to see you, sir.
Thanks, sir.
Now, is there any way after we cut off the show right here, we can continue on with that conversation that we were having prior to us?
We can try. Actually, I got one thing to say, but anyway, go ahead.
Oh, after. I was waiting on it. I thought you were really going to bestow some information upon our...
No. We need to hold this
We'll continue on with more of the show. Don't go anywhere. We're at Harris Hospital each and every month. We come down, we get to visit with some of the friendly folks there. And Rebecca Payroll we haven't seen quite as often as we'd like to see. But Rebecca, we are here today to talk about some really, really nice awards that have been bestowed upon the hospital and other people within the hospital. And first of all, let's talk about these nice awards that we've received.
Well, we are so proud at Harris Hospital that last month in October, we went to the Arkansas Hospital Association annual meeting and trade show, and we just cleaned up while we were there. Harris Hospital brought home a lot of brass.
So I have seen, yes.
The first one I want to talk about is the most important one. So Mr. Robert Rupp is our CEO at Harris Hospital, and he is a very humble man, and so he doesn't like to brag on himself, and so I consider it my job to do it for him. He was named the Administrator of the Year by the AHAA.
Wow.
And what I find kind of amazing about that is we're in the category of over 100 beds. So even though Harris Hospital is small,
Sure.
we fall in the category of over 100 beds. So he was competing against all the CEOs of the great big hospital systems across the state. And I'm so extremely proud of him, and this is just recognition of the kind of leader that he is, that is really bringing Harris Hospital, to be in a wonderful facility.
Well, I know in our visit with him, and I got to interview Rob, it's been a year ago now, and visiting with him and talking about his passion for health care and what's right and for people, and there's no doubt he is a well-deserved honoree of the Administrator of the Year, and just a great guy. He's a great guy to be around. No doubt. I really enjoy visiting with that man.
He is, and he is the type of leader that if he has a military background,
right,
and he talks about leading from behind, and that's what he does. He is what I've learned about in business school. He's a transformational leader.
Absolutely.
I would call him.
Absolutely.
Means he wants to bring people up with him. He empowers you to be the best that you can. So.
Now, you said this is the most important award. This is an important award, as is the next award that we're going to talk about, because I'm excited about this one for you, Rebecca. Tell us about the diamond.
The diamonds are a girl's best friend,
Yes.
So I've got my own big diamond, biggest diamond I've ever had here.
Yes, it is.
So there's a whole separate marketing section for that, and you submit, and I submitted our ER 30-minute pledge campaign. Yep. That was total ad campaign.
Right.
And so I got a diamond award for that, and that was out of 142 entries.
Wow.
But who's counting? So.
Who's counting? Who is nobody but us? But again, when you're strong in administration, when you're strong in ER, you're strong in marketing, you're strong in nursing. I mean, we continue to show off how good we are at Harris Hospital. So wonderful to have a hometown hospital, there's no doubt about it.
You have to have all the foundations of teamwork working and functioning together for it all to culminate into excellence, and that's what we feel like all of these awards are a recognition of our commitment to excellence. We have one more award.
Oh, we do? Well, let's hear about it.
And I tried to find the certificate before I ran over here, and I couldn't find it.
That's okay.
Our auxiliary, our pink ladies,
yes,
that run the gift shop and they volunteer at the hospital, they got the 5-star award. And the auxiliary, they also have at the AHA meeting their own track for statewide auxiliary.
Okay.
And that's recognition of that. They have to complete a lot of paperwork and their hours of service and different projects and fundraising,
right,
lots of different components of that. And so we just had a well-rounded meeting.
No doubt. I think that, if it be the Academy Awards, there's no doubt that you guys would be on the front page of the New York Times. And
you like me. Yes, you really like me.
Yes. Well, realistically, those are great honors. Those are great honors, especially when you get an honor by those folks who are kind of your peers, and you're competing against lots of peers out there, and to win an award like that, it's pretty outstanding. Congratulations to all y'all.
Well, thank you.
What else is going on? What else do we need to talk about? Is that it?
I think that's all the bragging that we have time for today.
We have more coming right up. And Rebecca, congratulations. Congratulations to the Pink Ladies. Congratulations to you, and certainly to Robert Rupp, Rob, Outstanding Administrator of the Year. Let's continue on with more of the show. Continuing on with our Harris Hospital Spotlight, and we spotlight doctors each and every month at Harris Hospital, and of course we're at what we call Harris Hospital East, or the old Harris Hospital, or the old Newport Hospital, and visiting with a new doctor in town, Dr. Kishore Gadam, and we welcome him to the community. Welcome to Newport, Arkansas, sir.
Thank you.
Doc, let's talk a little bit about your background, talk a little bit about your history and where you grew up, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am Dr. Kishore Gadam. I am the pediatrician here at Newport Pediatric Clinic. A few words about me. I am a calm and easygoing person.
Right.
And, I love interacting with children all the time, and I also have great passion towards medicine. And the thing that made me to go into pediatrics is when I was in the medical school, and when I was working with children, that thing has always fascinated me to the point of enthusiasm.
Sure.
That kind of enthusiasm I wanted to have every day of my life. And
wow.
When I get up in the morning, I can't wait to get to work.
Oh, that's fantastic. If you enjoy what you're doing, it just makes your job so much easier, does it not?
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about where you grew up and being born and raised and so on and so forth, and where you got some of your medical training.
So I was born and brought up in India, and I
Okay.
I went to a medical school, prestigious medical school in India,
Okay.
which is in the top 10 universities. And after finishing my medical school, it was clear for me that I want to go to the pediatrics. And then I applied for residency and did my training in pediatrics in New Jersey in the St. Joseph Hospital, Patterson.
Right, absolutely. It's a good deal. We know that you're new. You're looking for a clientele. We ask folks, say, certainly give us a chance. You call us here at Harris Hospital. We'll give you the numbers to get to Dr. Gadam. But let's talk a little bit about something that you are doing that is really, it's unique in care because it's the only option for after hours. You're running an after hours clinic 5 days a week from 5 to 7. Tell us a little bit about that clinic and what you're hoping to do in that clinic.
Absolutely. My goal as a pediatrician is to provide better and most importantly easier access to healthcare for all the children here at Newport. Considering the busy schedule of the parents,
Right.
I realized that this is something that I can come up with, and I'm available in the after hours from 5 to 7 for all the convenience of the parents for walk-ins, just in case if they get sick, because I believe there is no other service here as an outpatient that they can see from 5 to 7.
Yeah, there's no doubt there is no other option, and you provide that option right here at the Harris Hospital East, at the medical center. And Dr. Gadam, we want to welcome you to Newport, Arkansas. I know it's going to be a good run for you. Now, you recently married in the last year or so. Tell us about being married.
Yes, I've been. It's been like in a year that I got married, and it's so beautiful life. I have my wife. She's also a doctor, and she's applying for residency. And she's, I'm excited to start my practice here and sharing my life here with her.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited to share us with you and you with us. Congratulations on coming to Newport, Arkansas. We hope very, very much that you have a great success and a great run. And of course, we want to remind everybody that to get a hold of Dr. Gadam, the phone number is 870-523-1008, 523-1008. We're located at 2000 McLean Street, again in the Harris Hospital East Medical Center, as we call it, the old Harris Hospital building. And welcome, my friend.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Nice meeting you.
We're at St. Michael's Place, and it's always a pleasure to come to St. Michael's Place on Pecan Street and visit with some of the staff and talk about what's going on out here, because it's always pretty exciting to come. We'll let this pretty young lady introduce herself and tell us exactly what she does out here.
I'm Vanessa Falwell, and I'm the Assistant Director of Nursing at St. Michael's Place. I started several months ago.
Tell me about what your job duties are, what you're in charge of. What's a normal day like for you, girl? What do you do during the course of a day?
Normal course of a day is taking care of residents,
right,
whatever that may entail. So we just do our best to take care of the resident. I'm under my Director of Nurses, and so I do what she tells me to do. Our main concern here, though, is the residents. So I'm taking care of them, checking on staff that's taking care of them, just making sure things run smoothly, that kind of thing.
And give me an example of some of the things that you might do. What would you do in the course of a day to make sure that things run smoothly?
Make their life easier.
Is that right?
That's right.
And how do you do that? How do you make residents' life easier?
The little things. It's the little things that count, in my opinion. So whether it just be taking someone for a walk, making sure that they're happy, make sure that they're having a good day, taking them outside, making sure they're active in activities here, just keeping them alive and going. And
Vanessa, I know that your roots are in Newport, Arkansas,
right,
and in town, community dear to your heart, and certainly when you join this staff and this team, it's a pretty exciting experience for you, I'm sure. Talk a little bit about the experience of working out here.
Well, when I became a nurse, anyone that gets in healthcare, any individual that's working in healthcare, there's a lot of reasons that may lead you there, but deep down I think there's a compassion to want to, lighten the load for others, to make them better health, better life, So when I came here, it was just a blessing to get this job because it's local people.
Right.
Not only just helping people, but helping my hometown folks.
Absolutely.
So that's a good thing. I really like it. I like being here, and I think that the whole team here does their best to take care of these residents, and that's what's important.
Well, and you've got to enjoy your job, and I can just tell with the enthusiasm in your voice and just talking with you that you're an exciting person anyway. I've known you a long, long time, and what you bring to this staff is obviously something special for all to enjoy, and I know you work hard at it.
I do. We've got some great folks out here, and we've got a lot of exciting things going on this fall season. We just helped with Relay for Life.
Right.
Great cause.
Absolutely.
And so we actually, St. Michael's Place, we had a room in the haunted house to scare people. And so we made a lot of money, did that. Our residents have a fall festival coming up on Friday. So all of y'all come out if y'all see this before then.
They probably won't, but that's okay. Tell us what
next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Come out for next year. It won't be on the air till next week. But anyway, and just tell me quickly what happens at the Fall Fest. What do y'all do at the Fall Fest?
The Fall Festival is just a good chance for our residents to, this is their home.
Sure.
And when we're home, we pass out candy, right, to kids so they can still do that and they can, still feel at home here. So the kids from the community will come out and we'll pass out candy. We'll have different vendors in town, businesses that have games set up for the kids.
Okay.
The residents can take part. Jacksonport State Park's going to come out and have the animals alive and the taxidermy animals for the residents and kids to see. We'll have a bounce house, just a bunch of fun stuff. Good fall festival.
It'll be fun.
Right.
It'll be fun. Well, I appreciate you taking time to visit with us. The interview's not over because we have part 2 coming right up. But Vanessa, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Second part of our interview at St. Michael's Place, and a young lady that we visited with for several minutes before we got on the air, and I promise you this is going to be a pleasure. Young lady, tell us who you are and what you do.
Hey, I'm Cindy Rush. I'm the Director of Nursing at St. Michael's Place, and I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad you're here. Tell us a little bit about you, where you grew up, and how you got to where you are.
Okay, I traveled a little bit. I grew up in New Jersey, so I'm sorry for that, everybody. Traveled to Florida and Idaho and moved to Arkansas, and I love it here.
How long have you been in Arkansas?
Oh, for about 14 years now.
Good deal. Good
really
deal.
love it.
Tell me about nursing. Being a director of nursing, that means you've done some studying. Tell us about your studies, number one, in nursing. Was that in Jersey? Was that here? Where
no, I have a Bachelor's of Education degree from the state of New York, but I got all of my nursing classes here in Arkansas through RNEC.
Good deal. Good deal. And tell us a little bit about day-to-day things that you're in charge of and what you have to do. Obviously, it's an enormous responsibility to be the director of anything, and the director of nursing. Obviously, you have some enormous responsibilities. Tell us about those.
Well, they're the day-to-day responsibilities of care for not only residents who come first, but their staff and several layers of that, and we take care of that, and I have wonderful people that work with me and for me, and I really enjoy every one of them. They're very, very good folks.
Tell me about working at St. Michael's Place and how your experience has been here and what maybe you hope to do in the future here for the folks.
I've worked here since June, and I am enjoying learning all the people in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Getting along with and meeting doctors and hospital staff. Just a great bunch of folks here that take care of their residents very, very well.
Why nursing? Tell me why nursing. Why did you pick nursing?
I'm a people person down in there, and I just love the science of nursing. It's very fascinating to me.
And I know that you will continue to do a marvelous job out here. I've heard some high praises of you since I've been here today in the 15 minutes that I've been here. So you must be making some good pluses and doing a marvelous job. And I know that the job's important to you, and you do a great job at it. That's what everybody tells me.
Okay, thank you very much.
Cindy, thank you. And we appreciate the folks at St. Michael's Place for taking time to visit with us here on Cable Channel 15 TV and on the web at www.cable15tv.com. This guy is Jeff Zelasco. I am David Black, and we're at Mark Martin Kia, south of everything in Batesville. And we're here to talk about automobiles. We're here to talk about some technologies. It's that time of year that the wintertime's about to set in, and we've got knowledge that we want to disperse among our viewers.
Wow.
Isn't it good?
We've got product we wanted to disperse.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Lots of it.
Lots of product. Jeff, we want to mention at this time of year, it's coming into the winter season, and beautiful rig we have behind us, and one of the things that you want to talk about was all-wheel drive, and let's just get right at it.
Well, we continue to get phone calls and people come in and go, do you have a four-wheel drive vehicle? Well, Kia used to make four-wheel drive vehicles, but they got away from that. We do have an all-wheel drive system in the Sorento and in the Sportage, and they're two different systems. And the one I really want to talk about today is the Sportage all-wheel drive, because it's very sophisticated. It's a Dynamax system, D-Y-N-A-M-A-X, if you want to go online and look it up. But it's a proactive system.
Okay.
That's what differentiates it from all the other all-wheel drive systems. It monitors what's happening with the car and what the conditions of the roads are.
Okay.
And tries to think what's up ahead of the vehicle that might happen and already react to that before it's happening.
Wow.
You know, and we talk about all-wheel drive in this time of year in four-wheel drive, but an all-wheel drive system works year-round.
Okay.
So if you've got hot pavement can be slick.
Sure.
Wet pavement can be slick. This system is always monitoring to give you the best traction on the pavement you're on.
Okay.
It has the capability to put 90% of the power at one wheel if it wants to.
Wow.
If it thinks that wheel needs the traction. Most of the time, you know, you're pulling in a front wheel drive mode, but the pull is not going to be evenly distributed unless the system thinks it needs to be.
Okay. Okay.
Like I said, they tell us, now we've not done this, but we're told in training that it's virtually impossible to get this vehicle stuck.
Wow. Not a four-wheel drive, but an all-wheel drive.
Because it's that smart.
Right, absolutely.
So it goes through snow. Nothing's really meant to go on ice.
That's correct.
It goes through snow, through wet pavements, through hot, oily asphalt, you know, and you're safe. You've got good traction all the time. The other thing that Kia does in all our all-wheel drive vehicles, if you feel like you need to, they do have a lockout button.
Okay.
So you can override the all-wheel drive computers and have 25% of power at each wheel.
Okay, gotcha.
If that makes you feel good, you can do that.
So you have the best of both worlds, depending on what you
Right.
think your driving conditions need to be.
But I can attest to the fact that last winter and even the winter before that, I have hills to drive up to and from work.
Sure.
And I was able to drive my Kia past my neighbors and wave at them and drive right in my garage during all the snowy weather without any major problems.
Well, you talk about an all-wheel drive and simply, and the explanation being where all of them are working at some time or the other.
Sometime.
At some time during the driving process. A little bit different, and kind of explain the difference between that and a four-wheel drive and how that works.
Okay. Well, a four-wheel drive, you actually have to lock in to place by either pushing an electronic button or shifting in, and all four-wheelers are pulling.
Right.
On an all-wheel drive system, again, you've got the computer. And you only may be using two wheels, you may be using three wheels. It puts the power where it wants the traction at.
Right.
So you've still got the chance to have your fuel economy.
Absolutely.
And your traction abilities. Our all-wheel drive systems usually cut the gas mileage maybe up to 2 miles per gallon.
Okay, right.
Because of the added traction on the roads. Cost about $1,600.
Okay, right.
On either vehicle. But again, in four-wheel drive, you're in four-wheel drive.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
In all-wheel drive, a computer is thinking for you and trying to make the best decisions for the vehicle's traction based on what's happening at that second.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, four-wheel drives, they're all pulling at all times.
Yeah.
There's nothing computerized about making it pull. The computer doesn't tell, well, we've got a little bit, we're going into this curve right here, blah, blah, blah. That
Exactly.
Yeah, where this one does.
Curve, that might take traction off, put traction on.
Absolutely.
You know, hot, wet. Four-wheel drives, you got equal pulling everywhere. There's no way not to have.
Well, I think
They do have limited slips, of course.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
This system's just really sophisticated, and if you leave it alone, it'll do the best job for you.
Right, absolutely, yeah. And as opposed to press that button and don't let it work if you want to invest the money. And from a safety feature, I mean, no doubt, when you're out on the road, it's a curvy road, it's up and down. I mean, it's a great safety feature to have.
And again, we think of it this time of year, but this system's a good thing to have all year round.
Right.
You know, again, wet pavements, hot pavements, it's always working, always thinking ahead.
Right.
It's they categorize all-wheel drive systems as reactive and proactive.
Right.
One reacts
One
to
reacts
what
to
just
it.
happened. This one knows what's going on right now and thinks about what's ahead of it and tries to prepare the vehicle to get through that.
Well, Kia has done a marvelous job in the industry itself of staying abreast of the technology and moving ahead and moving forward with the I mean, the technology is just, it's limitless out there, and this is just another great aspect of what Kia can do to enhance safety features, driving ability, so on and so forth in one of your automobiles.
Yeah, and that's, in its segment, the Sportage was ranked by J.D. Power as #1 in its class.
Wow.
For 2014.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
we got to talk about inventory, Jeff. When we pulled up here today, when Ben and I pulled up and we looked out here on the lot, it was amazing how good your lot looked.
Thank you. It does look nice. We need to take a picture.
I guarantee you. Yes, sir.
Because almost all the holes are full. You know, we've talked about inventory over the years. We've talked about being inventory challenged.
Sure.
Not being able to keep up. This year, Kia has worked with us, and they have kept the supply coming in to take care of the supply going out. And we're in a pretty good position to say we've almost got one of everything.
Right.
Color, package classifications.
Yeah, not one car, a series of cars in every colors and
well,
equipment.
I think we've got 107 on the ground today.
Wow.
And it's pretty equally mixed.
Right.
We talk about all-wheel drives, we've got probably 15 all-wheel drive vehicles on the ground for you to look at. We've got cars, and even this Sportage here in all-wheel drive, it's rated for an average of 32 on the highway.
Wow.
I have driven these personally and got 34, 35 in their all-wheel drive vehicle.
Yeah.
But average rating on 32 miles per gallon in a utility vehicle. Of course, the Sorrento's larger, all-wheel drive system's a little bit different, and it gets about 28 on the highway. So you still got room and safety and good gas mileage. Even though gas prices are down right now, not many people are talking about it.
Now, well, you're right. It's amazing when they got below $3 and everybody went, well, what a deal, what a deal.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a deal in comparison to where it was, but you go, well, it's still $3, and it's kind of close to that, but it's a lot better than $3.50.
32 miles a gallon, still 32 miles.
That's right. Absolutely, it is.
Exactly.
Absolutely, it is. Well, Jeff, I know you guys have had a marvelous year. We're in November. This is a November program. We've had a change of model years, so to say. Where are we on the 14s? Any 14s left? Not many, I know.
We're down to one model that we have 14 model vehicles in.
Okay.
And actually, it's the Forte, which is our mid-size car.
Right.
And we're down to, I hate to be negative, but we're down to coupes.
Coupes is okay. What's left? Yeah.
Coupes were really hot, and with young kids, they still are.
Sure.
But that's seasonal.
Right. It is that. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
But that's what we've got, and I think I've got one Forte 5-door left. We've got a deal on it right now, but what we did on our Fortes, our remaining 14s, we put them out there for October sales tax paid.
Right.
And just pretty well cleaned the house out.
You bet.
And new 15s are still hitting the ground. We're anticipating our new Sedona.
Right,
which used to be a minivan, but now it's kind of a crossover utility because it looks like a large SUV. We're sending out information to our customer base on it, but it's quite the vehicle, quite impressive. We're anxious for it to get here.
Talk a little bit about the year in itself, and not just the model year, but we talk about the calendar year, what kind of year it's been for Martin Kia and for the Kia industry. It's been good.
It's been good. It's been another good year. So blessed. Our customer base still continues to amaze us as we draw more and more from near the Missouri border,
Sure.
up in Baxter County and over toward Harrison and down that way. And our customers, it's just the ultimate compliment. Can't believe how many people bring people in here.
Right.
Or send people in here and to buy a car and say, hey, that's where you need to go. We had some people over from Jonesboro the other day, and they worked for one of the large companies over factories over there, and we had sold a Kia to somebody in that factory, and they're telling everybody over there, you've got to go to Martin to get a Kia. You've just got to. And we've had a couple folks come over, told us, hey, they absolutely sent us over here. We were thinking about one, and they sent us over to get it from you guys.
I think the highest compliment that you can get is when somebody walks in the door and says, a former customer of ours, they sent me here.
Yeah.
They sent me here to buy an automobile.
And the other thing we hear a lot, and it makes you feel really good, and it kind of scares you at the same time, is that how easy it was.
You're right, to buy the thing.
You guys didn't pressure me. You let me look at the car and make a decision. We had a doctor from Searcy last Saturday came up here, and he came up here 2 weeks ago on a Saturday and looked at the car, and they had some kids, and they had some concerns about were they going to, because they were in a large SUV.
Sure.
Are we going to like this car or not? And I told him, I said, there's only one way to figure that out. Take it home.
Take it home. Get in, take it home, see how it does.
So he didn't take it home that day, but they came up in the week, and we offered to take it down to them, and kept it for 2 or 3 days, and came back and bought it the next Saturday, actually.
Right.
And when he was leaving, he shook my hand. He said, I just want you to know, he said, I've been buying cars a long time. He said, I've never been treated like this.
Right.
I said, I hope that's good. He said, it is. He said, you didn't pressure me. He said, you let me pick out the car I wanted. You didn't say, well, this is exactly what you got to have. You got to have it now. You let the car sell itself to me.
Sure.
And he said, I really appreciate that. And I'll be telling people. And of course, we're in the business to sell cars, and you want people to leave with that thought. And then the other side of you thinks, are we not pushy enough? Are we letting people just walk away because we're not trying to really help them make a decision? But I think I'd rather be on the other side of that fence.
Well, there's a fine line there to what is too much.
Yeah.
What is pressure, what is too much pressure, and I think the beauty of the business, Jeff, in your position or any salesperson's position is to be able to provide enough information to a customer to say yes on that car. I mean, because there's a wealth of information on that car that you have to dispense to the client, to the customer, because you want them to say yes because you know your product's good.
Right.
And if that product's a good fit for them, if they're saying no, there's got to be a reason why they're saying they hadn't got enough information. And I think that's what you guys do a marvelous, provide information on the car. I mean, features, selling features, because the cars, you sell the features, you get in the car, you drive the car down the road, the car sells itself.
Right. Well, and you're right, and that's what I kind of preach to the team here. They spend hours, we spend hours training, going over features, getting these machines when they get here and using these features so we understand them. And when we're showing a car, we'd open the door and go, look what we've got.
Right.
We are turning them on, showing, demonstrating, letting the customer experience it and work with it and get to know it. And it does make a difference because there is so much technology. I can tell you this car's got Wi-Fi, or I can go in there and push a couple buttons and let you see what this car will do.
Absolutely.
And that's, my guys do a good job of that, and I'm proud of them. And their scores show that too nationwide.
Well, yeah, they get a report back on those guys on how well they've done, from the consumer, from the buyer, who's real happy, and then they get a chance to grade what you're doing.
That's right, and then I can see how my guys compare to the guys in my zone, in my district, and in the nation at Kia dealerships, and I'm proud to tell you they're up there in the tops.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, I'm not surprised at all. I mean, I see it, when I'm here, and I'm here 3 or 4 times a month here, and, over at the Ford store, and know what you guys have built here. I mean, you've built number one, you're building a reputation of doing things right in the car business. So if you're interested in purchasing a Kia automobile, I don't know why you wouldn't come here as opposed to going anywhere else in the country. I think you guys are the best.
We'd like you to come here no matter what you're going to purchase and look.
Absolutely. Yeah, give us a chance.
We have got, again, you see all these commercials on TV about what technology is out there, and we've got technology everybody else has and maybe a little bit more.
Sure.
And automobiles are just changing so fast, and sitting across from us is the new Cadenza over there, and it's got surround cameras on it now.
Really?
You can push a button and see in front of the car, beside the car. You can have that camera anywhere you want it to be.
Wow.
Even in drive.
Right.
Kind of interesting.
Really?
I guess if you hit something, you can see what you hit.
Yes, right. You know it's coming.
You know it's coming, but I mean, if you want a luxury automobile, we've got it. If you want a sports car, we've got it.
Yes.
If you want an economy car, we've got it. You want an SUV? We've got it. You want all-wheel drive? We've got it. So we've got something for everybody. And again, just come and look.
Sure.
Just come and look. Don't let the name Kia scare you off, because it's not what it used to be, and it's ranked number 6 this year out of all the automobile
Is that right?
brands. Out of 32 brands, number 6.
Not bad.
By J.D. Powers.
Not bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's an ultimate compliment.
Yeah.
An ultimate compliment. Jeff Zelasco, as always, good to see you, my friend. It's always a pleasure to come talk automobiles with the experts, and I do mean the experts, and I say that from the bottom of my heart, because there's no doubt you guys know what you're doing here at Mark Martin Kia.
Well, thank you. And we're very grateful again to our customers and our customer base for what they've helped us accomplish.
He's Jeff Zelasco at Mark Martin Kia, Batesville, south of everything, and thanks for watching our show.